Good evening! Welcome to Tweed Up, where we take video games, music, movies, and more way too seriously. I'm Neil. This is Zac. Today we're going to talk about the new Portugal the Man record called Chris Black Changed My Life.
Woo! I believe it's Portugal the Man.
Indeed.
Yeah.
This is Portugal the Man's 9th album. They were formed in 2004 in Wasilla, Alaska. Portugal the Man is John Gorley and Zac Carruthers. They're kind of the main creative force in the band. You also have Kyle O'Quinn, Eric Houck, and Zoe Manville currently in the band.
Yeah.
I've been listening to them for a while. You got In the Mountain in the Cloud,
Woo!
Amazing. So American,
yeah.
Head is a Flame. There's
Sleep
lots
Forever.
of Yep, Sleep Forever. Woodstock has the song. If you don't know who Portugal the Man is, you have probably heard Feel It Still.
Yeah, you've heard that song.
Yeah, and that was on this 2017 record, their most recent one before this one, so it's been a while.
Won a Grammy.
Portugal the Man!
Yep. Evil Friends, awesome album as well.
Awesome album cover.
And then I had to, this is an EP. I have to like this band because they have an EP that is entitled It's Complicated Being a Wizard.
Yeah. Story of your
life.
life.
Of my life, yes, indeed.
This album, I think it's one that gets better as it goes along.
It does.
I do not own that many Portugal the Man records. I don't own a single one. It's kind of turning out to be a trend, but I have appreciated this recommendation because it really made me think a lot, and I didn't know what I thought of this record.
Yeah, so they've been, they kind of started out more of like a
CD 101 independent
psych rock.
Yeah.
A lot of this, it's Complicated Being a Wizard is very much almost like a Flaming Lips kind of,
woo!
Like, I would say like the Terror or Embryonic era Flaming Lips kind of record.
Wayne Coyne's the coolest guy I ever had a drink with, true story.
You guys like gummy bears, don't you?
Over like Woodstock and then especially this album, they're definitely going into like the kind of pop, and almost like a retro pop. They're kind of trying to do like Motown kind of sounds and stuff, and I really like that. This album sounds great. Like the production is fantastic, the drums sound fantastic, the bass sounds fantastic.
The instrumentation, the production, all of that is tremendous. The singer's voice, as you aptly say, he's got two different voices. He's got his falsetto and his head voice.
Yeah.
I like them both. I don't like the effects that they lay on his voice.
Yeah, I would almost say this album, and, a lot of their stuff in their career is, like, overproduced.
Yep.
Like, there's effects on everything. There's, like, samples flying everywhere. There's kind of additional instrumentation and different additional sounds. I mean, it can be interesting.
And yet the thing that I really think that carries this album is something that I can't remember saying about any other album, and that's that it's got solid bass that carries you through every track.
Yeah, the bass is great, especially Turn It Up. The bass is pretty high in the mix.
Yeah.
And let's just talk about some of the songs that we really like a lot.
I don't think we can avoid talking about Dummy, and I'm not willing to say that I like that one a lot.
Okay, so,
Dummy's just a single.
If you don't know who Portugal the Man is, you may have seen a Taco Bell commercial recently.
Yeah.
And it's got the song Dummy from this.
One, 2, 3, 4. Man.
Yeah, when...
It beats my soul down.
I kind of like it. At first, when I first heard...
It's catchy.
When I first heard 1, 2, 3, 4, everybody get on the dance floor, I was like, really? That's your chorus? But it has grown on me.
I grow on you like a fungus.
I mean, I like the very beginning lines about, like, my religion is a piano, like, hanging over my head by a rope.
Yeah.
Essentially. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's a much more serious song than it sounds like it is. And I think that's kind of the through line of this album.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't think that if you're like me and you're somebody who really like listens to music hoping for emotional impacts and like songs as stories, this one might not be for you. The instrumentation is really what carries it. I don't think that the lyrics are very strong, and I don't even really think that they really exist. But understanding that they were going through a period of mourning when they made this record, and this might just be an attempt to get back on the horse and put out some cool music.
I will say every song, except there are several like kind of like piano interludes is actually the same one, kind of 3 times, essentially, with a little bit of difference.
Heavy
but
games.
all the actual songs groove, you know, like there's good, like it's the drums and bass. So it's a great album to have on if you're not paying attention to it.
Mow
that
the
much,
grass
you know what I mean?
while you're listening to this. Do some chores.
But some of the best songs, I think, Doubt is really, really good.
Doubt is really good. I love the chorus, Ain't Nobody Told Me There Might Not Be Nobody For Me.
Yeah, and it's like
quadruple negative. I love it.
It's like a piano, bass, and drums led track. I really like Champ.
Yeah, I really like Champ until it gets to the weird metal breakdown, which you told me is a sample.
No. That's not a sample.
Okay.
I'm talking about like the talking and stuff, you know.
Which is a message that I 100% agree with what the sample says.
There
it's
is
about
some...
like Aboriginal people have been mistreated and should take their land back and like rise up and then there's this metal breakdown
but it lasts for like 15 seconds.
Right, and I wanted to hear Portugal the Man play some metal, but that's like the end of the song and it transitions into a totally different song, which I wasn't Anxiety Clarity, which is my favorite
the last song. It is a really good song.
Yeah.
Champ has Edgar Winters on it, by the way.
Which is interesting.
Edgar Winter. It's a weird addition. But like he was like a, the kind of music he played was sort of what they started playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
That's really fair. This record is what it is. If you're a Portugal the Man fan, I bet you're gonna love it. If you're not, it's still pretty good.
It's pretty short.
It is 34 minutes and 20 seconds.
And some of those are interludes, But I like that about it. It's pretty breezy. I would say it's not very ambitious as far as
no. These guys,
Portugal the Man's output. This is probably the least ambitious project they have, but it is. Chris Black, who is like the sort of hype man and MC for the band, passed away in 2019. And they had, 2017 was when the previous album, Feel It Still, made them on top of the world. And then that happens, and then there are other things in their personal life. So it has been a struggle for this album to come together. And there's some beautiful sounds on this album.
There sure are.
I consider it a success, but it's very easy to let it pass you by. And just not. It doesn't really grab your attention that much.
No, and it's not going to hold it for very long. But while you're there, it's going to be fine. And I do want to say, on the note of you're riding your highest high, and then you take a hit like that. You know, we've talked about this before, but like everybody is broken. I'm broken. I'm a broken person. I said I don't know what they're trying to do. These organic conversations and learning that this was put together during a time of grief. Like we said, if they're just trying to get back on the horse and still play music that's fantastic, I think they did it. And I'll recommend the record.
There you go. We're both recommending it. Again, just like when we talked about the new pornographers,
I don't recommend the new pornographers. And I appreciate it when musicians talk about that. I like it when it's a little bit more...
You just don't want to put their depression behind a groovy beat.
Yeah, that's true. No, man, I'm all about groovy beats. This album is fine. It's not...
I like it. I've listened to it a lot.
I've listened to it at least 10 times over the last 2 weeks. I listened to it again today just to make sure that I wasn't missing something.
Yeah, but I hear you.
It's good enough, man. You get
Yeah. I like it. We both gave it a thumbs up. Don't know that it'll make the top 10 at the end of the year.
It's not. Not mine, anyway.
All right. Well,
that's fun stuff. Still good recommendation.
Yeah. Thanks for watching Tweed Up, guys.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Peace.
Captain Depression, we salute you. 'Cause I'm only a private, but my heart is in it. Yeah, I swear my heart is in it. I never asked you for anything. It's exactly what I got. I never asked you for anything. Captain Depression.